Hello! Welcome to this week at EPL. What is it? It's September 13th, 2021.
Monday.
It is Monday. I usually say that, don't I?
And this is This Week at EPL, and I'm Zach.
I'm Andrew. Whoa.
We're flipping the order just to keep everyone on their toes.
Indeed we are.
And we got some updates for what's happening this week and the upcoming weeks here at EPL and around town.
Yes. So what is this here? This is still going on, isn't it?
Yep, it just started. It's the 9/11 poster exhibit. We partnered with the National 9/11 Memorial and Museum and the National Endowment for the Humanities to put up a display of posters around the library. So the kind of quick description. September 11, 2001, The Day That Changed the World, is an educational exhibition that presents the history of 9/11, its origins, and its ongoing implications through the personal stories of those who witnessed and survived the attacks. Told across 14 posters, this exhibition includes archival photographs and images of artifacts from the museum's permanent collection, explores the consequences of terrorism on individual lives and communities at the local, national, and international levels, and encourages critical thinking about the legacies of 9/11. Those posters are all numbered around the library, starting on the top floor. It kind of goes in order through the top nonfiction area and then down into the main.
Okay.
But you can look at any of the posters anytime.
So this is at just the main library?
Yep, just the main library.
I wanted to ask because I knew genealogy was open today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And tomorrow.
Yep, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we've also got on the display near the fireplace a bunch of books about 9/11, terrorism in general, and how we reconcile with those things.
Yeah.
20 years.
Oh gosh, wow. And when you say 2001, it still feels weird. I mean, leading up to that and all that kind of stuff, all I can think of was like 2001: A Space Odyssey or whatever. It's futuristic.
Right. Just the year and the numbers and the time sticks in you. What grade were you in?
Was it senior?
Senior in high school?
No, sorry, not senior. That was fall. No, 2001. Sorry. That's sophomore. That was a sophomore, was it?
Sophomore. It
Junior?
Sounds about right. I was in 8th grade.
Yeah, junior.
ISIP test.
Junior. Gosh, 2001, 2000. Yeah, junior.
Significant amount of time ago.
Yes.
But yeah, we've got that, and all this stuff. We've also got documentaries and films, obviously, that you can also check out that may not be on the display, but also kind of hit all of the ancillary and adjacent areas as well to the subject.
You threw me off when you asked how old I was, because I mean I know where I was, what I was doing, and all that kind of thing. But then I had to do the math and figure it out. Geometry class was not when it happened, but that was during the beginning of it, not when everything started. But I remember we came into the classroom and it was on the television there, and I'm pretty sure we didn't do anything that whole class.
Wow.
Besides just watch that happen. So
yeah, we were listening to the radio during I-step testing.
Oh wow!
Which was I think they might have thrown those I-steps out. I'm not sure those
wouldn't
were
be a bad decision.
Legitimate. But yeah, yep. So it's 20 years since. Interesting, reflective time to. So those are all be here and. It'd be interesting to check out. And again, we want to thank the National 9/11 Memorial and Museum and the Endowment for the Humanities for helping to make it possible. And also a quick plug, if you've never been to the fire station out on Grandstaff, there's a piece of the towers there as a memorial. It's also really, really interesting and impactful to see if you want to go out. I mean, you can touch it, and it's really cool. So, 15th and Grandstaff.
Yep. It used to. I don't know if it still is, but it used to be a Pokestop for.
Oh
Pokemon
yeah,
Go.
for our Eckert Quest.
Yeah.
Our first year was out there too. So.
Yep.
All right. Well.
Let's continue on.
There's more things also that are happening this week.
So these are things that are going to be happening Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. up until about like 5 at the latest, but usually about an hour at the time. It's a bit of a play activity. We call it It's Elementary.
My dear Watson.
I was waiting for that. We don't call it Dear Watson, but just It's Elementary. And it is a program that's designed for elementary age?
Yeah, elementary age. We'd never cut anybody off who wants to
Yeah.
participate. More kind of older elementary, kind of Legos, games, craft projects, creative things to do.
And that's you'll probably see it as long as the weather is good. We'll try to stay outside, kind of around the fountain. It started last week, and that's kind of the inaugural run, and we're going to kind of keep it going and see what kind of activities we can have for the elementary age.
Yeah. So if you or if your kids are looking for something to do, something more creative to do after school, outside, a little fun, not so structured, it'll be out there.
Yep.
Just
On to some of the collection highlights.
Yes.
I'm going to bring up a blank page here because you'll see.
You'll all see. How foreboding. But we're going to highlight the Spanish language editions of some classic books that we have here at the library.
You're going to have to read these one at a time.
Okay. So.
This first one's easy. I can do this if you want.
Sure, yeah.
Emma by Jane Austen. What's unique about this? Oh, you already said it, didn't you?
It's in English?
It's in... Well, this is in English, but these are... Yeah, you already said. Gosh, I'm losing it. Yeah,
no,
you did say Spanish, didn't you?
Yep, so
yes.
These will be the kind of classic works in Spanish.
Yeah.
So if either you're a Spanish speaker and you want to read some in the native language, or if you are working on your Spanish with a familiar story, or just want to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
So Emma, I'm not familiar with Emma, but I am familiar with Orgullo and Prejuicio?
Pride and Prejudice.
I'm clearly not very fluent in Spanish, but Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen,
Mm-hmm.
Un Mundo Feliz, Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, Beloved by Toni Morrison, Rebellion en La Granja, Animal Farm by George Orwell, 1984 by George Orwell. We're continuing to buy.
Don't fall into the book, huh? Zach, I can tell.
1984.
You're really getting into these books, I tell you what.
I really am. Andy. I'm Big Brother.
Here, let's, there you go.
Yeah, so that's we're happy to expand and also just a reminder, we have a really great collection of bilingual and books in Espanol on the lower level in the children's section, so kind of also a little easier to read or early reading on those levels.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Let's see. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We already mentioned the It's Elementary because that's a new thing.
Yeah.
Let's move on to some of the story times. And for that, I'm going to go to here. Let's see. What do we got? So Babies and Books was actually, I saw it this morning. It was at 10 a.m. Out at the the library park.
Right? Yeah, Babies and Books. Yep. Mondays out in the library park.
Now, we have Eckhart Envoys listed as being in the assembly room at 10:15, so that would be going on, during the last hour and such there.
Yep.
Social Surveyors, that would be going on right now.
Yep, and those are more kind of homeschool-oriented programs, educational programs for elementary and middle school-aged. Social Science Surveyors, more for the later middle school and high school age. But they'll be studying social sciences and geography. And those actually will, if it's not nice, that will be happening in the assembly room, but otherwise will be under the car park over at 703, which is right across from the genealogy building, but you can ask anybody around and they'll find it easily.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see here. And you can see on the calendar still that 9/11 poster exhibit's going to be going on for a little while. Family story time in Library Park, 10:45 tomorrow, and then family story time also being later tomorrow at 6:15. Well, there are a lot of story times.
Yeah, 10:45 and 6:15 on Tuesday and on Wednesday
Yeah.
out in the library park. So there's a lot of story time.
It looks like
happening.
Wednesday it's going to be actually earlier than what it had been. So I see 1:30 p.m. it says here.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that's a little bit
That
different
must have
for different.
changed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like we mentioned, it's elementary.
So a lot of opportunities to be out in library park to get some culture, get some activities, get some stories.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a different highlight is for Fair Week. We've been working for a number of months at the DeKalb County Free Fall Fair Association on a comprehensive history of the fair. We're going to try to attempt to impersonate dear Ken Burns in his style of production and make a video like our No Fair Polio video or the Auburn Christmas Traditions video that Andy has primarily worked on. So.
And then, I mean, gosh, you've been putting a lot of work into that, along with some of the people from the fair.
Yeah, the Fair Association.
Yeah.
It's been really cool to worked a lot from the John Martin Smith DeKalb County history volumes that are also genealogy, and a lot of people have. But it's going to be a comprehensive history of the fair. And
Should be
a
fun.
documentary that we're going to show during Fair Week at the stage. And the Fair Association also has a historical booklet that they're putting out about the history of the fair.
Yeah.
And it's been really interesting to track the progression of the agricultural focus to the first time moving farm equipment and industrial farm equipment were used in the county, to when carnivals and acrobats came, to machines in the industrial tent and the merchant's tent.
You mean it's not always been the same?
No, there was not the scrambler
The
back
wipeout?
in 1910. No.
The zipper?
No zipper.
The flipper?
I don't know that flipper's
The
a
double
thing.
looper?
I'm not sure.
Crazy crawler?
Andy is soon going to be working for Poor Jack Amusements and pitching ideas for insane rides. No, do you have a favorite thing at the fair?
I like walking around. I don't just walking around mostly. Seeing people there, it's like, oh, hey. I mean, I guess you could also have the same thing as like, oh, there's that person. No. When you don't want to talk to, it's like you're not in the mood. But, yeah. I guess.
Quick, look at the amusements on the
flip side. The flip side of it. Seeing people and then seeing people. You may like it, you may not like it, but I like walking around, seeing people. Getting like dinner there a couple times during the week. That kind of thing. What do you like? Do you like it? What do you like about it?
It's interesting. I
gotta think.
It's been interesting to reflect on like my experience with it, and then how it has been in the past recently, and how it's been in the past 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You know, it's a lot of people, and I like it. I like the nostalgia of it the best. I like the animals. I like going down to see the 4-H stuff the most, I think. I like the lights and the flashing lights and all the activity downtown.
I even like
it's
kind
great.
of having to drive around everything there.
Yeah, it's just something happening.
Yeah.
People together, which is fun. And the lights. I always like the lights, the flashing lights and sounds. And the bowler roller game, the greatest possible fair game ever. A test of
what is it?
Of merited skill. The bowler roller game, 25 cents, quarter to play, quarter to win. I don't know if I can promote this. I'm not promoting this.
You're going to work there.
Purely enthusiasm. He's got to retire soon. I was like 5 years old when this first started. He hasn't aged.
Is that the bowling ball? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Not sure. Should I go hit it? We're still there?
No, you talk. Keep talking about it.
Well, anyway, if you can visualize the bowler roller game, a small curve in a 2 steel roller pipes that you try to roll a bowling ball, and it slightly rolls up one hill, down the next, and you have to get it to lie down in the second valley over the first hill. So the roll goes up and down, and you have to get the ball to stay in this lower valley, and then how you win the prize. It's only a quarter, 25 cents. It's the greatest possible game. It's purely skill and skill alone.
Thank you for keeping that going.
Yes. I hope you can visualize well my description of 20 years worth of bowler roller.
The battery died.
Oh, good. Well, at any rate, that's probably my favorite thing.
My thing that I was going to say is we live not very close to the fair, but easily within walking distance. Mm-hmm. And like when I was younger, going to bed at whatever time is good for somebody of that age. Being able to hear some of the older kids' rides, that kind of stuff is what I was thinking.
Oh
Because you
yeah.
could hear like the Wipeout and all that kind of stuff, and all those like lose your lunch, rides and things like that. So that's and then like being cool, and then like walking home, and then being able to hear it all. It's like it's not like when you go home from like a trip, like to see family 6 hours away, and you're like, oh, okay, it's all over. There's nothing else. You can still kind of experience it as you're walking away. So
That's actually really cool because you
yeah,
probably lived within walking distance of the
yep.
fair, and we almost did, but to
Now you do.
now I do indeed. I almost live in the fair. So yeah,
Oh, we've got one more thing listed on here, don't we?
that's true. We've got one more exciting thing.
Are you excited?
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Are you?
Yes. Some of us are going to Gen Con, which is happening this week, but we'll just be there Friday and Saturday. So if you happen to be going, you're in the area. We don't have a booth. We're just experiencing it. That'd be kind of.
Yeah,
I want to be like, come see us, but we're not going to be at a booth or anything.
Right.
We're just doing it like a normal person.
So if you're not familiar, Gen Con is, I believe, the largest convention in Indiana, and what they claim is the world's largest tabletop gaming convention. So Dungeons and Dragons, Wizards of the Coast, Magic the Gathering, all like basically any board game you can imagine, any role playing game you can imagine, Pathfinder, The Witcher, all kinds of things. And it's at the Indiana Convention Center. And 70,000 people, I think, or 70,000 unique individual people come to Indianapolis for this. They've scaled it down quite a bit, and just because of COVID and restrictions and everything. So they're limiting the amount of tickets for this year. But we got some to increase our trade. Do you want to talk a little about Trade Day and what you're doing?
No, I don't. It's my first time actually going, so. What I understand is that Trade Day itself, for schools and libraries, I think, specifically, is on Saturday. So that means there are going to be some different learning opportunities to see how to put on to use some of these different things in different programs. There's one that it says it's sold out, but I'm going to try my best. There's one called Neurodiversity at the Gaming Table. And that's something that I really wanted to get into. So we'll see who we can sweet talk and that kind of stuff. I'm not going to bring any cash bribes with me. No.
You can barter some magic cards or something, maybe.
But that gives you kind of the idea of some of the different things. That's just the first one that came to mind.
Yeah.
That one specifically isn't on Trade Day, but it's some of the kind of same things where it kind of talks about how to run a program doing a certain kind of thing, how to be a DM for these different games and such like that.
Right.
Just ways to give y'all something fun to do.
Yeah, and increase kind of expertise around, like you said, different ways of gaming, what gaming means. I remember last year doing it online and talking about the liminal space of gaming and thresholds and what it is like to be in an imaginative space and people processing trauma through games or, like all kind of like really interesting stuff, character building, world building. And then, it's also just fun. Like you can go down there, you can learn about Japanese folklore storytelling. Yep. You can go down there and see the art of, how they drew the Witcher games. And then the big convention halls full of, costumes and dice and cards and DVDs and games and and bears.
Bears.
So
I'm
it's really
more
fun.
than just my new fancy mask for that.
Yes,
not
we'll have to. Yeah, so it should be fun. I'll post a link about what Gen Con is.
Yeah, cool.
In our description, but definitely worth checking out.
By the way, if you want to hear more about this, be sure to subscribe. No, like and share. You just said.
Yeah, well, are you still planning on doing a vlog?
Yes, I am planning on doing a vlog of the trip there, so you can kind of see what kind of stuff is going on and things like that. Should be fun. Try to make it largely entertaining. So it'll have little clips of going into probably, where what we'll be doing on that Saturday, especially, and any of the other things. We're kind of there for fun on Friday. And then the work part is Saturday, but there'll be some kind of work, and fun through the whole thing.
Just to get more familiar with the space, and if nothing else, maybe you'll see a hot pink and red and black Boba Fett costume, or someone dressed as the the Night King from Game of Thrones or something.
Cool. Yeah. Some people
So-
walk around and have like a fake throne,
Yeah.
what is it?
Right, Iron Throne.
Iron throne behind him. Makes it look like
Throne.
sit down, just normal chair. It looks like a throne.
You could dress up as something.
I'm gonna need some more time for that.
Anyway, that's what's coming up this week for
Yes.
us and for the library.
Yes.
So-
Stop in, check it out. Ask questions. Send us messages on Facebook. That'll work too.
And Miss Frizzle would say, make mistakes, get messy.
Yeah,
Yep. You can check out books about the Magic School Bus.
we have them.
I'm Zach,
I'm Andrew.
and we'll see you next week.
See you.
Have a good week.